Hi guys, welcome to Medical Scale Models. I hope you're all well. And today's video is going to be unboxing and a bit of a look at this kit. It's the Matchbox Do18. It can be built as a G1, V2 and D2. This is the Revell version from 1992. This kit was originally brought out brand new by Matchbox in 1979. Then in 1992, Revell did this when they bought the tooling, and it has been released with new decals again by Revell in 2001. It's quite a nice kit. It has the three different versions on it. It has the Dornier D18 D2. It has the Dornier 18 G1 and the Dornier 18 V2, which was the Lufthansa machine. So we'll have a quick look at the box. Things haven't changed much in the way of how it was brought out by Matchbox originally in 1979. But it's a really nice kit for what I've seen built of it. Pretty important German maritime aircraft post-war and Second World War, or pre-war. And I think they still use some of them post-war as well. So I will just click over here and then I can see what I am doing. I'll leave the clear over there for a minute. We have got a set of instructions which I've got in my hand. We have got the decals here. These are the Revell decals. We'll have a look at those first, because I think this might be the only issue. Now, I have used really old Matchbox decals and I have got them to work. You'll see that even on the background of this camera, you'll see that they have got a very flat carrier film, and I have found that these will silver even with the most incredibly glossiest finish underneath. The way that I have solved that problem is to carefully cut around the decal and just try to get rid of most of the carrier film behind. My version that I'm going to build, the military version, won't use this Lufthansa markings, civil code. So we're stuck with some big crosses and just some very small pieces, which I think I can get away with trimming up the best I can, and then running some good quality clear. That's the only fault I've had with these Revell decals, and sometimes I just have them just completely fall apart. So in the stash I have got another one of these kits, 79 boxing by Matchbox, which has been started by someone else, but the decals haven't been used, and if worse comes to worse, I will be using the Matchbox decals in the build. So that is the decal situation. I'll leave them over there. These are the clear parts. There is not much in the way of clear on this kit. You've got the cockpit glazing there. You've got the aft turret rotates 360 degrees, and in the front of the aircraft it will have a little nose turret as well, which is fairly open with a little bit of a shield. And we have got some clear parts there for the little portholes in the side of the aircraft. Not clear. They usually come up okay with a bit of a polish, with a bit of purple polish. You might see this is using the original box art on these instructions from 1992. This was the box art from the original Matchbox kit. So they've kept this piece of box art as in the instruction sheet. It just says, in the winter of 1933-34, consideration began on a long-range ocean-going reconnaissance flying boat, and a development contract was awarded to Dornier. During the spring of 1934, Dornier discussed with Lufthansa whether to combine military-civil machine was possible, and the resulting design was aerodynamically very advanced for a waterborne aircraft, the hull being divided into 7 watertight compartments and 2 spar wing mounted above the fuselage on streamlined pylon. Do18 wanted to use the Jumbo 205 engine, which offers a very low fuel consumption because they were diesel, which is quite incredible. But these were not available for the prototype, and this flew in March 1935 with 2 Jumbo 5 diesels of 540 horsepower. The engine's been installed in the pylon, arranged as one tractor and one pusher, so you have the propeller at the front as a tractor, which means just dragging the airplane through the air, and the pusher at the rear. And several machines been used like Lufthansa, but the bulk of production was supplied for military use and fitted with machine gun positions at the bow and behind the wing. They were used throughout World War II and were used for a number of different operations, including air-sea rescue. So yeah, diesel engines on something to get the long range for it. They'll be fairly low revving engines. You can see they're producing a maximum revs at 880 RPM at a maximum speed of 166 miles an hour. But if you want to get somewhere, reliable diesel engines, low fuel consumption, and if you want to do some long range reconnaissance or rescue, it would have been absolutely perfect. These instructions on the back here we'll go through last, but they're sort of just blown out into a big, bigger than A4 size paper. Still ran the same Matchbox codes for things. Do not cement, cement parts fit together, etc., etc. Basically the same Matchbox instructions as we always are used to with most Matchbox kits. Are sort of set out the same way. It's a very low part count of a model aeroplane, and I think the fit issue will be good. By the looks of this, it is a good step for someone who's a beginner in aircraft. If you wanted to, there is a little bit of rigging, which they don't show on here, but these aircrafts have a little bit of rigging, so it'd be a good example to set yourself up to build something the next stage up from your small single engine Spitfire, Messerschmitt or something. If you want to build something a bit bigger, this would be perfect, because I don't think it would worry you too much in building. Just you have to take note through these assemblies which version you're going to build, because some of them didn't have armament on them, or the earlier military version didn't have the enclosed rear machine gun position. But yep, cockpit basically gun positions, because they have to go in, squeeze together, fuselage halves, engines, tail wing, pontoons, big wing sections which should be easy to glue, and then basically putting on the flaps underneath, or the rudders for steering in the water, which is different too, because most of the time you'd think that the air would be steering as well, like it normally did with a rudder, but probably not enough to give you some positives. Down here, more colour call outs again, using the Revell colours, not Humbrol. The only thing with this is they're probably not correct, and I don't like the way that Revell market their paints for you to have to mix, and I've probably said that before. Once upon a time, these were all in Humbrol colour call out. Bit of blue tack there, don't you love that? Once upon a time, the colour call out was in Humbrol. Now, because it's been marketed by Revell, it's not. These used to be on the back of the Matchbox box itself once upon a time for a colour call out. Now it's just been set into the instruction sheet. You've got an overall RLM machine, RLM02. You've got the, well, that's not RLM02. The Lufthansa machine is like a lighty grey, protective silvery grey. I can't remember the RLM number of that one, sorry. You've got your normal 70, 71, 65 RLM colour for the for the Dornier used in Calais in France in 1940, which is basically the dark green, the black green, and the blue. And then you've got a pre-war machine from 1938, which is the RLM 02 colour, with the underneath of the blue or a light grey. This machine would be very, very pretty. Of course, it doesn't come with swastikas in this kit if you wanted to finish it off, but it does come with the red tail band. As I said over the page there before, a little bit of detail painting where a few extra little bits and pieces go. It's not a big decal sheet full of extra markings and stencils. It's just nice and basic if you want to have a crack at something like this. So, and detail painting of the propellers as well, with some of their little bits and pieces on it. But that's enough of me ranting along, because I've got the 10 minutes just talking about those things. But I hope that will help you make a decision on this kit. You virtually have these 3 sprues, which are still, because this is not a very old kit at the time, they're fairly flash free. I've got 2 propellers which are, excuse me, loose in the bottom of the box. It doesn't come in the 3 colour kit like it used to with Matchbox. Just comes in the Revell grey. And I'll just quickly show you some of the parts there. Some parts is just what I found a little bit funny when I first looked at this kit. We've got some like fairly heavy engraving for panel lines on the engine nacelles. On the fuselage, we've got no panel lines at all. And we have got some sink marks here that will need to be looked at. There's a sink mark. You'll just see where my finger is there, and around some of these areas here, which is an easy fix. And with the panel lining as well, if you wanted to, you could go the full scribe job on this one and rivet, but I don't know what I'll do with this at the moment. But you've got some pieces for a basic interior for the cockpit, a floor, the bulkhead, the walkway between the other bulkhead going aft. The engine cowling is moulded well. It's got a few little bits of detail on it. You've got a little bit of a control panel there with some gauges on there, which is not bad either. Matchbox were getting a fairly competent company by the 70s. They were producing some nice model kits. You've got this big Dornier wing section, just with basic panel lines on it with a few access holes. You've got some of the tail parts of this aircraft. You've got some of the flap gears on this aircraft. You've got some nicely moulded MG42. There is no fluting or anything moulded in on the barrel, but you do have the twin magazines for those. A nice bit of detail there on the radiator intake for the engine. And then we've got the lower wings here, the bottom half of the pontoons. Got some really, really big seats there, which I think are overkill for the kit. We've got the nice little radio aerial there as well. And I always like these Matchbox figures, if you wanted to put those in. They're not German though, that I can tell. They don't look very German. But you can also see the old PK409 number, but where it was made in England on all these frameworks is been removed. So that is the Dornier 18 by Matchbox Revell. I'm going to get stuck into it and get the build done. I'm going to add a little bit of extra detail depending on what I do with the cockpit, on how many videos I'll do. But looking at the glazing, I'm thinking can't see much. I'll do a little bit of work in the cockpit to tidy it up a little bit, and then I think that'll do. This, as I said, will be my this will be a build to Frankie Day's seaplane group build. I did start on another kit, but for some reason I'm missing a piece and I have to try to find it. But until next time, be safe, model hard. Thank you to all my new subscribers. I hope you enjoy building some of these oddball kits or older kits. And I've got a few more to do as well from Matchbox and some vac forms and a few different things. So stay tuned for video 2. Until next time, be safe, model hard. A little bit of effort, you can get a good result from an old model kit. Bye.